Good afternoon to you. You're watching the Fixed Wing Guide channel. My name's Stuart Lomas. Lovely day here in Manchester. Not sunny, but dry, and it's warm. Very long morning this morning. Got a telephone call at about 7:15. A panicked telephone call from my partner's son, who decided to go and play rugby yesterday and decided to wreck his right ankle. So he was asking, could I take him to A&E? So I rushed out, and at 25-1, just back. It's a nightmare. But you know, if you want to play these rough sports, there is a price to pay. A couple of things. First one, I want to say a very big thank you to the massive increase of all the subscribers. I don't know what to say. I was surprised to get one. Let's put it that way. I now surprisingly have 51, which has all come very quickly after Simon being kind enough to mention me on his channel and other people sharing my videos and commenting on my videos. And now it's getting to the point where I can't thank everybody individually, but I probably will mention you over time. But please feel that I have personally thanked you. It means a lot that you're interested enough in this nonsense to watch it, never mind subscribe. Anyway, let's move on. What I want to talk about today is a watch review. Yeah, you go, fantastic. It's actually one that a lot of people are pushing me to do, because I did promise to do it, and I've kind of been putting it off because it's a very personal thing to me. But here we go. What I'm going to cover today is my Rolex. There she is. The Rolex 16750 GMT Master 1, black dial, Pepsi bezel, on the oyster strap. The story behind this watch is it's a 1969 model. My dad was a very, very hard-working man, as was his dad. They were both heavy engineers. They worked 7 days a week. They worked from 7 in the morning till 5:30 at night during the week, and from 7 in the morning till lunchtime on a Saturday and a Sunday. Dad wasn't rich, but Dad was like it's obviously where I have got it from, which is you look after your wife and your children, make sure there's food on the table and shoes on the kids' feet before you do anything else with any part of the money that you earn. And I remember my dad coming home on a Thursday when he got paid, and literally unopened he would give his pay packet to my mum, and she would take out the money she needed for the housekeeping and give the rest back to my dad. Now, I remember my dad getting this bee in his bonnet about a watch, and having just gone through that with the Omega, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, does it? And he got this bee in his bonnet, and he's thinking, you know, I'd really, really like this watch. And I remember the conversation with my mother going down like a lead balloon. He told her it was the best part £700. Now, probably in 1969, my dad was earning about, well, I don't know, maybe 25 quid a week, something like that. You know, which is an appallingly low amount of money, but then the cost of living was less. So I say, he got this bee in his bonnet, and one Saturday, we usually expected him home about half past 12 in the afternoon, and he didn't appear. So by the time 3 o'clock came along, we were getting a little bit worried, because obviously, you know, mobile phones or anything like that didn't exist. I don't think we even had we didn't have a phone at home at that point. And so he turned up sometime after 3:30. And he'd been into Manchester to a very posh jeweller's, which is still there, called Watches of Switzerland, and he had bought this Rolex. And he was like a dog with two tails. He came in and proudly showed me this. So I mean, I don't want to teach anybody to suck eggs, but basically this is the watch. It is a 40mm case. It is approximately 45mm lug to lug. It has it's about 12.5mm, give or take, just there, possibly 13mm, you know. It's got that beautiful, I'll try and get that a good shot for it, that beautiful matte black dial. It's got obviously the Rolex Perpetual Oyster written at the top and GMT Master at the bottom there, you see that? It's 100 meter water resistant. Around the edge as the dial fades out you can see the minute indices. They are just white painted on, they do not illuminate. It's got the lovely Mercedes hour hand, a very long, elegant, illuminated minute hand, a beautiful sweeping second hand with the illuminated dot, and there you can see the important one, the GMT indicator, that long red arrow-tipped indicator, and the arrow tip does illuminate. The Cyclops is obviously there, part of the original synthetic lens, and about 6 months ago I sent this watch to a gentleman I found who did relooming. You won't believe how difficult it was for me to find somebody, hence my question about when I was reviewing my Omega. I sent it to him, he was good enough to strip it down, he cleaned out the inside of the synthetic crystal there, took all the scratches out, reloomed the all the dots, the inverted triangle at the 12 and the strip at the bottom, and it illuminates beautifully now. And I would say, as technology of course has moved on, it probably illuminates better now than it did when it was new. The bracelet is in beautiful condition. Considering that my dad wore this for work now and again, I have no idea what possessed him, but it's in beautiful condition. The end links are lovely, they fit beautifully, and there is no noise, there is no rattle. It is a lovely, lovely piece to wear. The only query I have now, you know, it may be cheeky, it may be facetious for me to complain about Rolex, but if Rolex are the prestige brand we all believe them to be, why do they make such a cheap looking clasp as that? A little bit of pressed metal, nobody can tell me that's anything other than pressed. Yes, okay, it's got the pressed Rolex logo in the middle, and you've got your clasp with the Rolex crown, of course you have, but I mean, if I show you my Omega, that is the clasp on the Omega. It is thick steel, it's a good piece of graded stainless steel, and the clasp is just as good, if not better than, any Rolex. So come on Rolex, if Omega can do it and you're supposed to be the best, let's crack on, really. The watch to me is more than a watch. It is a strong memory of my dad. My dad died early, unfortunately. He became very ill very quickly, and he died when he was 59. And the two things I got from my dad is that he wasn't a rich man. I got his Rolex, and I got his wedding ring, which I always wear. It never leaves me. This will never leave me. I even have the original box it came in, and I remember him proudly opening up that box and showing me what he bought, and that box brings it all back. It's fantastic, and I've just experienced that feeling with the Omega. It is brilliant. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and it just goes to show that as somebody who loves watches, that itch that's going, go on, scratch me. Go on, pull the trigger, you know you want to. Never changes throughout the generations, and it will never go away. And I'm sure I'll have the itch again at some point in the future. For now, that itch is satiated by the Omega. But there she is. I've been asked a number of times to do it. That is my Rolex GMT Master 1. A lot of people call it GMT Master 1. I don't actually know whether it's called that, and I think it's just called the GMT Master. But because there has been a second version, and because this was the original version, it's either the GMT Master Original or the GMT Master 1. You choose. So there she is, a piece that will never leave my side, and when I'm no longer here, my son will have it, and then he will decide what he wants to do with it. Can I recommend you going buying one? Yes, absolutely. What's it going to cost you? $6 grand, maybe. Who knows? There's a lot of late 70s, early 80s watches out there right now, and they all seem to be in America, and they all seem to be around $8.5 grand from what I see. But this one, there isn't the money. I don't care who you are. There isn't the money. It stays on my desk. It stays in my 2-watch winder. It lives next to the Seiko chronograph that bankrupted me in the 1970s. Please see my other video on that one. It is a prize piece. I love it to bits. It's a beautiful watch to wear. It comes out on high days and holidays. The last time I wore it was Christmas Day 2014. I will be wearing it again for a couple of days at the end of April because I'm off to Ireland to a family wedding. So there you go. The Rolex GMT Master 1. A beautiful, well made, very sentimental piece, owned by me. Aren't I the fortunate one? Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much to all of you who subscribe. I'll try very hard to keep these interesting. If there's anything that you want me to cover, as always, down below. If there's anything you want me to put my twist on, down below. If there's anything you want me to give my opinion on, for what my opinion counts. I'm not an expert. I don't say I'm an expert. I've got a lot of interests in a lot of things, and I know a little bit about a lot of things. Is that better than knowing a lot about one thing? Who knows? But thanks a lot for watching. I'll speak to you again soon. Bye bye.